Hey guys, Nathan James Williamson here, and in today's episode of Aesthetic Biomechanics, we're going to be going over a dumbbell TFM lateral side raise. Now with this particular exercise, all you guys are going to need is a set of dumbbells. Now with these dumbbells, make sure you pick your weight light enough so that you can properly execute the exercise to the intricate detail, because if this exercise is not performed perfectly, the exercise will not work. All right, now to start a particular exercise like this, we're gonna start with about 7 to 10 kilos. Obviously from person to person, that's going to be different, but what I want you guys to do is start with a weight light enough so that we can make sure we're targeting the right area. Now the difference between a TFM lateral side raise and a regular side raise is we're not necessarily targeting the lateral head as a whole. We're targeting the rear portion of your lateral head, which will in turn give you that nice 3D look that everybody's looking for, especially when you're jumping on stage. Now because of the mechanics of the human body, and humans naturally work in the front portion of their body a lot harder than the rear portion of their body, what we find is shoulders very commonly roll forward. So when someone performs a side raise, a lot of the time what they do is they have their hands in front, and even though yes, they bring their arms up by the side, a lot of the time when they're doing that, they're targeting the front part of their shoulder. When we're trying to perform a TFM lateral raise, we're trying to target the rear portion of your lateral head. Now with any muscle that you guys try to target, you have to understand two things: the origin of the muscle and the insertion of the muscle. Now with shoulders, it's always a tricky one because there's so many surrounding muscles that can compensate: traps, triceps, even lats. So what you guys need to understand is everybody mechanically is different. Length of clavicles are different, length of traps are different, etc, etc. So when you understand the origin of your shoulder and the insertion of your shoulder, that will determine your range of motion. Let me show you what I mean by that. The origin of the lateral head is going to be nice and high up in here. The insertion is going to be down there. Now, everybody is uniquely different, so everybody's range of motion will in turn be uniquely different. My version of a side raise will start here, being a full stretch. I will engage the origin of my sides up, which is up here, and I'll go as high as I possibly can until I can feel the highest part of my shoulder engage. Some people may have a shorter trap, which means their range of motion needs to go higher than someone who has a longer trap. Now the whole purpose of this exercise is don't think about pulling through your hands even though the weight is in your hands. Your hands is designed to hold the weight, and psychologically what you're thinking about is moving the weight through your elbow. So your hand holds the weight from the bottom of the movement, your elbow comes up towards the roof, your thumb goes down towards the ground, and again you go as high as you possibly can until you can feel the highest part or the origin of your shoulder contract. Once you feel that contraction, you then start levering with the same muscle all the way back down to starting position. Now as a safety mechanism, what we always want to do is keep our glutes retracted and keep our shoulder blades back. What that's going to do is that's going to keep your spine flat. What also that's going to do is that's going to throw your center of gravity forward. Now when we throw our center of gravity forward, the weight when we're doing a side raise as a counterweight is going to be thrown backwards. When we throw the weight backwards, that is what's going to hit the side delt. Now this is the most common mistake people make when trying to do a side raise in order to grow side delts. They start with the weight by the side of their body, and because this is where it gets easy for them, this is where they cheat the exercise. They start like this, and when they do a side raise, what they do is they subconsciously, when they go up, they lean back. Now when you lean back, the problem is if I throw my body backwards, that's going to take the pressure off my lateral head and put it on my interior head, which is not what we want to do. So I'm going to show you guys two things right now. I'm going to show you guys what to do, and I'm going to show you guys what not to do. Now what to do: shoulder blades back, glutes retracted, slightly bent forward. Now, when you slightly bend forward, make sure that your glutes is what's stabilizing your weight forward, not your lower back. A lot of the time when people bend forward like this, they're gonna find that their lower back is what's stabilizing and they're gonna get lower back pain. Simply elbows going up first, thumbs going down. Now, because most people anteriorly are dominant, what they do when they side raise, especially when they start fatiguing, they start with the weight by the side of the body, which is okay. When they start fatiguing, what they do is as they side raise up, they lean backwards. Now, the reason why we don't want to do that is because, again, like I said before, that takes pressure off your lateral head and puts it onto your anterior head. Now, by no means is the second exercise wrong. It's just targeting a different part of your shoulder. Like I said, if your goal is to target your lateral head, you need to do a movement which targets your lateral head, not a movement which can in turn target your front delt. Now that's it for today's episode of Aesthetic Biomechanics. I want you guys to give it a crack, see how you go. Any questions, leave it in the comments box below. See you guys soon.
Thank you for tuning into this video. We hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to check out our latest upload and our recommended video, and be sure to subscribe to the Massive Joe's YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of our latest uploads.